there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Ling and I are here today to talk to you about a couple really sweet books that we think are perfect to read for this time of year. I mean, they're really great to read any time of the year, but if you're looking for some sweet romances, these are a couple really awesome choices for you. So why are we talking about romances? Well, we just started February, right? Happy February to everybody. So we're 1 month closer to the spring and warmer weather, but February also means a couple other things, right? One of them being Valentine's Day. So we're going to be talking about this week a couple sweet romances. Next week, we're going to be talking about a couple spicier romances. And then the following weeks after that, we're going to talk about some amazing books written by Black authors because February is also Black History Month. So the sweet romances today, I think everybody probably has different qualifications or specifications on what they consider to be sweet romances, maybe versus spicy romances. So I consider sweet romances to be where the story itself is the most important thing, like the romance between the characters. There may be a spicy scene or two in them, but it's not the focus of the book. So for me, whether a book is considered sweet or spicy is depending on the focus of the story. Now, other people might think of something different when they're considering those two. But for me, and what I'm talking about for the purposes of these videos, that's what I mean. So sweet books are ones that the focus of the story is on the sweetness of the romance. And spicy books are where the focus is on the spice and the story is, irrelevant pretty much. So we're talking about the sweet books today. And the first one I want to talk about is one that I really particularly enjoyed. And that is My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. Even just saying the title, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so silly. My Roommate is a Vampire. Now this is a really sweet rom-com about basically exactly what it says in the title. There's this woman named Cassie who is an artist. It's really hard to make a living as an artist, right? She's struggling. She's getting ready to get evicted from her apartment, so she's looking for a really cheap place to stay. Lo and behold, so they're living in Chicago. So lo and behold, she finds this ad that is looking for a roommate, and the rent is like so small. It can't be anything more than a scam, right? Like it has to be a scam. So she goes and checks out who this person is, and it's this guy named Frederick, and she cannot take this opportunity lightly. Like it's a beautiful, huge apartment that she'll be sharing with this other person, and yeah, he might be a little bit weird, but she can't turn it down because the rent is so cheap. So as they start living together, she finds that he's definitely weirder than she originally thought. He sleeps most of the day. He's gone most of the time at night. They very rarely run into each other. But it's still very, very odd. He didn't have any cooking utensils or cooking equipment in the kitchen when she first moved in. He speaks like he's from a Jane Austen book, and it's just very, very weird, this guy named Frederick. So, of course, obviously, we know what is going on here because of the title, right? He is a vampire, and when she discovers blood in the fridge, it all comes out in the open. So even though he is a little bit weird, he's also very, very sweet. He always gets her little presents. He's leaving her beautiful notes around the apartment. He is really supportive of her art. And of course, the romantic tension between the two of them is palpable, right? So obviously, this story, you have to really suspend your disbelief, right? So it takes a lot of liberties with a lot of different things, and it's very silly, but it's so fun, and it's really sweet and cute. And I will say, if you don't like any spice in it all, there is one pretty particularly big spice scene towards the end of the book, but you can see it coming and you can skip it if you're really not into that. But like I said, it's not the focus of the book. It's just one scene and it's towards the end. The whole rest of the story is just absolutely so sweet. I was rooting for these two so much and just giggling throughout the book. I thought this was such a cute story. My Roommate is a Vampire. You just can't not giggle at that title. So the next one I actually read very recently because one of my coworkers and librarian friends said to me, you know, this book, I think you'll really enjoy it. So I checked it out on her recommendation. I really loved it. Like so much more than I was even expecting to. I expected to like it, but I absolutely loved it. And I'm really excited to share it with you today. So this book is called Meet Me in the Margins by Melissa Ferguson. Meet Me in the Margins. So you all know I am a sucker for a book about books. So now when you're adding romance to the mix and you're talking about a romance book about books, whew, it's just so cute. So the main character in this book is called Savannah, and she is working on a romance book that she's writing. And she thinks she might have an opportunity to get it to this really important editor. So she works for this publishing company, Cassie does. The only problem is the owner of the publishing company is very, like the CEO is very adamant about not ever liking lowbrow fiction, which in her opinion means any kind of genre fiction. So like romance, fantasy, whatever. She doesn't want it. She only wants this highbrow, you know, crazy literature like that. So Cassie is secretly writing this book. She's going to try to get it to this other editor to get it published. Well, in the middle of a meeting, she ends up dropping what she has of the manuscript so far, and she thinks it has been discovered by the son of the CEO, William, who is, she thinks, a even bigger jerk than his mother. So she has to hide this manuscript. So she takes it to this like hidden alcove in the building that she thinks she's the only one that knows about. But then when she comes back to it later, she finds somebody has been editing it and giving her suggestions. And at first she's really mad about it. But then she realizes that actually these suggestions are really good. So she starts taking this advice and starts working on this manuscript. And as they're writing notes back to each other, there starts to be this relationship that forms. So she's trying to figure out who is this mystery editor that is helping her out with her manuscript. And it's just such a beautiful story. I loved the banter between the characters. So as this is all going on, she's getting to know William, the CEO's son, better and better. And she's starting to develop feelings for him. But she doesn't think that he could be the mystery editor. So she's trying to figure out, like, do I have feelings for William? Do I have feelings for my mystery editor? It's a whole thing. So it's a very cute story. Like I said, the dialogue between, like, the notes that they're leaving each other in the margins is just so cute and so sweet. I love them. And I was really rooting for Savannah and her mystery editor, whoever that might be. So if you love books about books, if you love sweet stories, and this one in particular, no spice at all, okay? So you get a couple kissing scenes, but absolutely no spice. So if you prefer books that don't have any spice at all, this is a really good, solid choice. If you're looking for a sweet and funny, beautifully written romance story this time of year, and you love books as an added bonus, I think this one is a really valid option for you, right? Meet Me in the Margins. So cute. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that this book, or both of these books rather, sound really fun and you might want to give them a shot. If so, please feel free to come and check them out from Farmington Community Library. And also, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, friends, and have a wonderful rest of your day.